Hi, everybody. It's Lorrie. I'm excited to be doing a Facebook Live right now. It's about it's exactly 3 o'clock on Thursday, December 6th. So I'm glad you're here. I am a wife, mom, teacher, and writer, and my mission in life at this moment is to spread writing love like butter on bread. And I blog at lorriet.com. And every Tuesday I post. And then the last Tuesday of the month, I send out a monthly newsletter that has all sorts of nice treats in it. So today, what I'm going to talk about is something very exciting, which is called Dayku. None of you have probably heard of this because I just made it up like last week. So I'll tell you about that in a minute, but I do want to just briefly give a shout out to my buddies who replied to my post on Tuesday. I posted about a list of some of my very favorite Christmas books and also a tradition that our family does. We've been doing it for almost 21, 22 years, even before I had a daughter. And so hopefully you can go on over to my blog and read about that. But the cool thing was some people gave some comments, and I now have 3 new Christmas books that I want to buy. I thought I was the queen. I thought I knew all of the good ones. But my cousin and my friend Sally mentioned a book called Who's That Knockin' on Christmas Eve? And it's by Jan Brett. I love Jan Brett books. I have the Mitten, but this is a new one to me, and that title just hooks me right away. And then Katie and Carolyn mentioned The Christmas Miracle of Jonathan Toomey. There's also a movie about this, and I have a feeling everyone but me knows about this book. But anyway, I can't wait to get it. I think that's going to be my book for next year, and I might take a sneak peek at the movie too. And then Susan, a long time family friend, mentioned a book called Santa Mouse. So of course I went on Amazon for all of these, but Santa Mouse looks like it's out of print. You can get a copy for about $70. But maybe Susan, because I've known Susan since she was born, maybe I read that to Susan when she was a little baby and I forgot. So anyway, take a look at that post, because who doesn't love talking about books? So I see some people here. Okay, I have to figure out how to get the little picture things bigger, because I see some people watching, but I can't see your faces. So maybe say who you are in the comments. Anyway, okay, so I want to talk to you about something called Dayku. And I'm going to get my pictures up for you. So Dayku is basically this lovely little term that I just made up, and it's called haiku plus day equals Dayku. Oh, hi, Jenny. How are you? Good to see you. I was going to call you today, but I don't like talking on the phone, so we could just do back and forth on live. Anyway, so Dayku. So this is something I started last week, and basically I'm writing a haiku every day. And I'm probably annoying all my friends on Instagram because I'm also posting them on Instagram. But it's something that I love doing, and I want to just give you a little bit of a history about how it started and why I love doing it, and maybe inspire you to do it too. Okay, I try to get my bangs out, but I'm dyslexic on this thing. Okay, so every year I do something called the One Little Word Project. And in the One Little Word Project, you pick a word that's kind of thematic for your whole year. And so in 2017, I picked the word notice, and you see an image of my journal that I used for that. It's a journaling prompt thing, and I'm going to post about that in January. If you want to hear about that project, you could just Google One Little Word and you'll see a bunch about that. Anyway, but this is mine from January and from 2017. And my word that year was notice. And what I did also is, this is all related, I also at the same time saw this book called Firefly July, and it's a picture book. It's big. And basically on the front cover, it says a year of very short poems. And so what I decided to do in my One Little Word piece, my One Little Word project, was I decided to write a year of very short poems about things I was noticing. And so in the inside of my journal, my one little word journal that year, I started with this poem, and I'll just read it to you. A year of very short poems, January. January reminds us there are always new beginnings, even when the trees are bare and the ground is cold. And then I wrote a little tiny PS at the bottom of there, and it says, just notice them. So that year, I just kind of started with this intention of noticing things. But then I kind of thought, oh, I like writing these little poems. What I'm going to do is just in February, instead of doing a whole year of these poems, I'm just going to do the month of February, which is the shortest month. So I thought that was fitting. And I just started writing these tiny little poems. And I'm a fast typer. Typer. And I believe actually I was putting them on Twitter, which is kind of funny because I, at that point, was having a hissy fit about Facebook and not wanting to be on Facebook, but I loved just typing it and throwing these pieces out into the ether. And so I was putting them on Twitter because I basically had no followers on Twitter. And I thought, okay, I'm still going into the world, but it's anonymous. Well, of course, silly me, I had my Twitter account linked to my Facebook account. So it was going all over Facebook anyway. Yeah, that's how advanced I am. Anyway, so in February, I just started writing these little poems. And these were not haiku. They were just short poems that basically could fit in a Twitter feed. So I'll just read you a couple. They may not be the ones up here. I just like typed them, slapped them in, and put that washi tape on. So you can see this is not super fancy. But number 7, sometimes there isn't poetry in a moment. Damn alarm went off 30 minutes too early. You see, I'm getting very deep in these. I will read you another one. This is number 18, so it would have been the February 18th. Walked the dog, left without phone, keys, rain slicker, water. Even though my dog is on a leash, I like to leave home without my own. Isn't that fabulous? All right, anyway, so you get the idea. I just started writing these very short poems. Here's another example. Then later that year, during starting on Ash Wednesday, as a matter of fact, I co-led a class with the minister at our church, and we were doing a praying with my pen class, like a writing our way through Lent. And so what I decided to do for that was I decided to write a haiku every day of Lent. And we were having certain readings that we were doing. And you see, this is just my... I did it in a journal, but then I took all my haikus and I put it on this little ring. So what I did, this is when I started doing the Lent haikus. So I'll just read one of them to you. And this one, I'm kind of choosing some silly ones just for some levity. So this one, and one of the ways I cheat with haiku, this is a huge writing tip for you people. One of the ways... Okay, Jenny just said read the 24th. Okay, after I read this one, I'm going to go back and do it. You better be careful what you ask for, Jenny. That happens to be my friend's birthday who is posting right there. So maybe at the very end of this, if people stay around, we'll see what I wrote on the 24th, because I'm a little worried that it might not be appropriate. Anyway, okay. So here's an example. Getting back to like spiritual things, Jenny, here's an example of one that I wrote for Lentku. Do you see what I do here? It's very clever. This one is called, oh wait, back to my tip. Okay, my tip is with a haiku, you only have 3 lines, 5 syllables. Okay, 7 syllables. And then 5 syllables. So what I do to get around that, because I always try to find a way to cheat on something, is I write a super, super long title that gets in what the whole thing is about. So you see, I'm clever that way. All right, so here's this one. The name of it is, I don't think that prayer means what you think it means. Which, if you've seen The Princess Bride, that's what I'm trying to echo. So here's my Lentku for that day. Praying with my pen, beginning to feel like less words, more listen. See? Okay, there you go. So you get the idea. All right. So now last week, here, just some more of these. Last week, I found this book because I'm doing research for another project. It's called Draw Your Day. I'm just holding these up so you can kind of see the relative size of these. This is a book called Draw Your Day, an inspiring guide to keeping a sketch journal. And I'll probably do a book review haiku on this. This book is adorable looking, but for me, who is not an artist, there wasn't a lot of instructive stuff on how to draw, but I loved reading it really fast. One of the things I loved for this is it gave me a little idea. I might not draw my day, but I'm certainly open to haikuing my day. So that's what I started doing. And I've just been doing it in my Licterm journal. And then I type it and put it on Instagram. I just really flood my friends with these things. So this is one that I did. And you can see that I did my little trick Friday night on our couch. And here it is. No more Toon Blast lives. That's a really meaningful game that I play. No more Toon Blast lives. Now, Great British Baking Show, falling into Ron. Isn't that sweet? So sweet. All right. This is one, Sabbath for a brief moment, reclined in the sun, listened to wind in the trees, then homework and chores. And I'm going to show this one to you because one of the things I want to be clear about is I don't necessarily think these need to be great. I'm not trying to write the best poetry here. It's more the process for me. So on 12/3/18, it was when George Bush was brought to the rotunda in state. And this is what I wrote. Red sky this morning, a day quiet and somber. Red, white, blue in state. Now, I like the essence of that. I like the meaning of it, but I will tell you that last line is super clunky and doesn't really work. But you know what? I gave myself some grace on that. I just said, this is the process is more important in this than most anything else. So that's one of the things I love about it. For me, it's kind of zen. It's kind of just trying to find meaning in my day and pare down the day. Like, what's one little kernel that I want to take into the evening or take into the next day? So I would just encourage you guys to bring a little haiku into your lives. And if you write some, please let me know and show me. I would love to see some of your haiku. All right. So I just want to put this up. You can find me at lorriet.com. I am always writing and I love reading other people's writing too. And I am going to say goodbye. But remember, so you can all leave now, but remember, I said I was going to look on the 24th and read that haiku. So this is like totally unplanned and spontaneous. Here I go. Jenny, you better still be here. I'm looking. And Carrie, I see you, Carrie, my sweet writing friend. Okay, so February 24th. Let's see. I'm looking. Please be a 24th. Oh, okay. I'm going to read the 24th. I'm going to read it. It's a little long. It wasn't a short poem. So here it goes, you guys. Oh my gosh, I need glasses because I also sent it as an email and I can't see it. Okay. Number 24. No idea days don't scare me because I got faith in the process and pay attention to my muses. Oh, this is really sweet. A faraway friend in Texas, the dog curled at my feet, sun moving down the hill, and my morning cup. Of all things warm and good. Muses may change, poems may go unwritten, but no cup of coffee will go undrunken. See, I'm deep. Dedicated to Jenny because it was her birthday yesterday. Oops. And hashtag Coffee365. Jenny and I do Coffee365. If anyone wants to join us, this is a very official hashtag. You must challenge. It's a challenge. And Mike, my brother, because he thinks he makes the best coffee on the planet. and Leslie, because she's that Texas muse. Hi, Leslie. All right, this is my official goodbye. And Jenny, be careful what you ask for. Send me haikus, you guys. Bye. Okay, so now this is the part where I have to remember to stay smiling and cute while the thing actually ends, because it doesn't end until right now. Dayku's